We are at 5 of 10 excuses for poor health. Out of the 10 most popular excuses, not in any particular order, but this is number 5. I've tried exercise and it doesn't work. Did you really try exercise and it didn't work? Did you flap your arms a few times? Did you go to the gym and spend a full hour there with the sole goal of not sweating and not breathing hard? Is that you? Then you can't say you tried exercise. Did you run 5 miles a day, 5 miles a week at a brisk 8-minute mile pace and lift weights for a solid hour every day without taking a rest? I don't think so. So exercise requires a certain amount to be effective. It has to be substantial enough to work, and it has to be the right kind of exercise. And you might have to do a little research because I can't go into all that right now, but it's going to take demand. It's going to take sweat. It's going to take breathing hard. It's going to take an elevated heart rate for a sustained amount of time. And it's going to take being out of your comfort zone to really get some good results. So if you've done that, if you're still alive and you've been doing that, you're going to get results. So the reality is you may be somebody who signed up for a gym and never went, and told yourself exercise doesn't work, or you might have gone to the gym and even spent a full hour every day there with the goal of just not sweating and not breathing hard. You might have flapped your arms a few times. You might have thought you were exercising because you wore some little device on your hip and it counted a step every time you moved around the house. And because you're moving all day long, but you're not actually exercising, putting yourself into demand, sweating hard and breathing hard like a runner or a weightlifter or something, because you're not actually doing that. You count yourself as 10,000 steps a day, when in reality you spread out over time. You walked around the house, or you walked around at work or something. That's not exercise. So you have to figure out what works. And what works is you have to elevate your heart up to a certain level. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but there's plenty of websites and books on this everywhere. And you have to sustain that elevated heart rate for a certain amount of time. And you have to do that a certain amount of times per week. And if you do that, and you do this resistance work and this, what people call cardio, which is actually should be aerobic exercise. If you're doing those things, you will absolutely get a great effect. And if you're trying to lose weight and you really are doing great exercise and you step on that scale and you say, oh no, it's the same weight as it was yesterday, and it's the same weight as it was last week, and it's the same weight as it was last month. If you have a period that you go through like that, you need to be encouraged to know a couple things. One is that you might be building up muscle and gaining muscle weight, which is good weight, and losing fat, which is the excess fat is the bad weight, but your weight might stay the same because muscle weighs more than fat. So you might be doing great and replacing your fat with muscle. It just as far as the scale is considered, because muscle and fat are two totally different things. That could be happening. Another thing you might consider if you're trying to lose weight in order to get in shape, because that's part of your path to getting healthy and fit, is you recognize that you're carrying too much fuel on your body. You've taken in your mouth too much energy, more than you use, so your body's storing it, because that's the only way to get fat is by eating too much. So you need to start by eating less. That's the first step. 2 things about diet. 1, eat less. 2, improve what you're eating. So if you're drinking Coca-Cola all day, you might want to drink water. If you're eating boxes of cookies all day, you might want to eat some actual food like meat and vegetables. So it's just common sense like that will make improvements. Eat less overall. And you have to start, the last thing that's really, really important about exercise, you have to start wherever you're at. So if you can only walk 100 feet, you have to try to walk 101 feet the next day and 102 feet. And you got to keep pushing yourself little by little. And if you're diligent and you're consistent, you will get there and you'll get that great effect you want.